October 5th, 1982, 11 a.m., hazy sunshine, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Dear Joy, Bo, and boys, we are back from Cleveland, and it was a fine trip. The weather was just perfect, and the fall colors were quite beautiful, especially in some areas. In a few more days, the color will be better if it doesn't rain, and it doesn't act like it will rain until maybe Thursday. It is very dry, but not frost lately. Flowers are lovely. Uncle Si arrived last Wednesday about 12:30 p.m. ahead of schedule. We'd expected him by 3:00 or 4:00 p.m. He's thin but looks good, and we hope to plump him up a little. His mind seems real alert, yet he still has his sense of humor. He carries some ugly scars on his hips and all around his left thigh and abdomen. He had wrapped the heating pad around his upper leg and laid on it too. The flesh was simply cooked in many spots, which made him very sick and caused dreadful pain about 3 weeks while he was in the hospital. He stayed over 6 weeks. We left here Friday a.m. about 9:00. We stopped off in Jackson and saw Dad's old hunting friend, Glenn Pomeroy, who still lives in his big old house alone. He'll be 93 years old next Christmas, but he's frail and thin and moves with the walker. We got to Julia's about 5 p.m. She has scads of silkworm cocoons saved up now. She has had a nice garden, and her fruit trees did well. She had lots of prune plums on her trees, and they are really sweet and good and still hanging on. Many have fallen already. She grew a funny big pumpkin, pinkish-blonde, that is still on the vine. It measured 6 feet around and must weigh 100 pounds. It will make good pies, and a lot of them, too. But how do you make good pumpkin pies without some sugar and sweetener? She scorns using sugar. She's quite a diet fan. No salt or sugar and much white flour, and she's thin. The trip home was nice on Monday. We stopped off in Jackson to visit Uncle Si's old friends, the Wilcoxes, who lived in Battle Creek for most of their married lives. He was a dentist, and they were dear friends of Aunt Anna and Uncle Si. We always went with them to see them until Mr. Wilcox got very ill mentally 2 years ago. Now they live in Jackson in a nice small apartment in a retirement home. Their daughter lives there, so that's good, and they managed quite well with their own furniture and nice things around them. We came on then to near Battle Creek and stopped there at the famous Turkeyville Farm and had turkey sandwiches. We left there and stopped to see Dorothy Haffenden a little while and then on home at 6:00 p.m. The lawns are deep in fallen leaves, which Lyndon will get mulched by night. He cut the popcorn stalks this a.m. He picked the popcorn ears before we went to Julia's, and they are really fine ears, no mold, etc., and a lot of corn. Our tuberous begonias are simply gorgeous, and we've picked so many for various folks. We took many to the cemeteries for Uncle Si and his friends, and I took some for Aunt Mildred, and Marilyn took some for homecoming on Sunday. Marilyn left this a.m. for Minneapolis for a week at the Sweet Adeline function. She's been feeling rotten, so I hope she gets back home without more trouble. Jodi's baby is growing so fast. She only weighed 6 pounds 1 ounce when they brought her home, but a few days ago she weighed 9 pounds and a quarter. I guess they'll be moving in a couple of weeks. Laura and her girlfriend will help Jodi pack her dishes, etc. I must pick raspberries this p.m. Dad says they are falling off. It has been warm lately. There are strawberries, too, to pick. I've been having back trouble lately, so I hope I can do okay picking. So glad to get your letter. Jack said you called on Saturday. Glad everyone is okay. Love and God bless. Dad, Mom, and all.